let's go ahead and start off with our personal game of the year along with some runner-ups. Let's do game of the year and then 2 runner-ups. All right, you go first.
Okay, so I was thinking of actually mentioning 3 games first, okay? I'll get into my personal pick afterwards, okay? And I think you may agree, maybe not, we'll see. So I think that afterwards, if I had to choose, it definitely will be like, maybe Elden Ring or God of War Ragnarok. So out of these 2 games, God of War Ragnarok or Elden Ring, it's a very difficult choice to make because I absolutely adore and love both of these games. If I had to choose, man, this is hard. Elden Ring was an incredible game. It's like how much innovation has been done comparing to what From Software did it before. That's a big step up. Very big.
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok, though, it's not really innovation. It's kind of like, how can I say, like a form that has been already formed back in 2018, and yet it has been polished throughout. Like something so substantial, so incredible, and became even better.
It's so hard because, like, it's like almost 2 completely different games. Like, if it was just, like, if it was A Plague's Tale versus God of War would have won that, like, easy.
Yeah.
Even though I heard A Plague's Tale Requiem was very underrated. I was surprised, honestly, that Elden Ring won. I wanted it to win because I love Elden Ring, but I was shocked. What I appreciate in the game is replayability, highly. And I think a game like God of War, where that story is so rich, and we talked about the whole richness of a video game where it's almost too hard to like go back through it again.
Yeah, that's true.
I would just run back to Elden Ring because, there's, first of all, there's the replayability is like out of this world compared to God of War, personally. I think that's, I mean, you double platinum it still, but I think the amount of playthroughs you can get out of Elden Ring, people are still making build videos for this game to this very day. So it's like the replayability it's a lot. So I think it comes down to the perspective, honestly, for the gamer. Your game of the year, go ahead. You still didn't choose.
Do I have to?
Yes, you did.
It's still Elden Ring or God of War Ragnarok. I think I'm gonna have to go more towards. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ragnarok.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Ragnarok because the story mainly. I really, really like the story. Elden Ring basically doesn't really have a story. Think about it. No, don't get me wrong. As if it doesn't. It does, but God of War Ragnarok is a lot more kind of direct, if that makes sense.
It probably, I mean, it hit you differently compared to what Elden Ring was.
Oh my god, like your first time playing it, I literally teared up like multiple times.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So incredibly well done, seriously. It's just so interesting afterwards. It's just like, the amount of effort and time that they had to put it into it. It just makes it more, just appreciates it more, for this game. And it's going to be definitely interesting to see what the next adventure going to be for both of these studios, for From Software after Armored Core 6 and Sony Santa Monica after Ragnarok. We can guess, but again, it's just interesting.
For me personally, for Game of the Year, I love Elden Ring. That's gonna be a runner-up for me. I think my number 1 game of the year that I just cannot put down. Okay, so as of recently, the game that came out this year, I'm gonna say Marvel Midnight Suns. But I had my eyes on this game for a while, and I know that face. What? But it's a superhero. It's a superhero ass game, and what I mean by that is just like it reminds me of the X-Men Legend days, where it's just like, kind of like it's not exactly, obviously the gameplay mechanics are 2 completely different things, but just the whole universe of fighting with other heroes and the whole banter, just the whole thing, it just felt like I was 12 again playing a superhero game, and I was just like, wow, I want to be like that guy. And it really scratches that itch with Marvel Midnight Suns. And then the strategy part, that's for a specific audience. This is perfect for someone who loves Marvel. I'm a DC person, and even I'm saying that this game is legit from a DC person. And it has like a crazy ass like voice cast. You have, again, the original voice actor, the voice actor of Spider-Man. You got Michael J. White playing as Blade. You got Laura Bailey playing as Magic. They have a lot of good cast. Nolan North is playing as Deadpool. Deadpool is gonna be a separate DLC. Every game starts to feel the same after a while. I mean, any person who plays Call of Duty every freaking year, I don't know what kind of drug you have to tell yourself to be like, this is a completely new game. It's not. It's just
New coat of paint.
Right.
Or maybe not even new coat of paint. It's just old coat of paint.
Right. So it's just like I wanted to do something completely different, and Marvel Midnight Suns was like that leap. That was like straight, and I was never that best with like, you know, card games or strategy games, but I wanted to give it a try, and because I used to play, you know, Hearthstone for a little bit too. Hearthstone was pretty cool, but I just didn't want to spend money on the expansion packs, and I'm not spending $30 for a bunch of virtual cards. I'm not that crazy, but you know, something like Marvel Midnight Suns, or you know, recently I think last year I played Gears of War. Gear Tactics on Game Pass. I played that for a little bit, really cool. And it's so I kind of like strategy games more, you know, that, and it's been fun. So it's like I'm glad I gave it a try and just didn't just give up on it, because it was not what I was expecting. Because I was surprised too that it wasn't, you know, a beat 'em up, but I also was not disappointed, because I was like, you know what, this still looks really interesting. I'm gonna keep my eye on it, and I'm glad I did. So that's my game of the year if I had to choose a game that released this year. But my actual game of the year has to be the Mass Effect trilogy right now. I am loving Mass Effect 1 was great, Mass Effect 2 was better, and Mass Effect 3 is just out of this. It gives me almost like JRPG vibes of how it feels to be a part of a team with, you know, that you can almost have a relationship with. It's just like, it's just that whole team chemistry thing is just something that's almost iconic, and I really appreciate that. And the story is just fantastic. I just, you know, after I finish Mass Effect 3, I'm probably gonna want more. It's been a great journey so far. So like, if I had to really choose personally, it'd probably be Mass Effect, the Mass Effect trilogy.
You didn't play it back then when it first released?
I did not. I played 2 for a little bit when I was like way back in the 360 days, and I was like, this game's kind of cool, and then I just never picked it back up. You know, fast forward, my first Mass Effect game that I actually jumped into was Mass Effect Andromeda. You know how that turned out. So it wasn't even fair, you know, honestly, to the name. So like, it's to play the better ones, the good ones. I agree, it's great, and I still want to give Andromeda another try eventually down the line when I finish this trilogy, so I can actually have the knowledge of what this game is missing from that trilogy. Runner-ups though, Metal Hellsinger, badass game. If you love rock metal, and like killing demons, it's just basically Doom Eternal, but like with their own twist. Yeah, and the music and the whole. I love rhythm games, and the way they did that is great. So my game of the year, Marvel Midnight Suns. My other one, Mass Effect trilogy, and then Metal Hellsinger. And I'm just gonna say High on Life, because like I don't have any other ideas right now. High on Life is fucking hilarious. Have you heard of this game?
Oh, it's the
Rick and Morty game.
Rick and Morty, yeah.
Game is hilarious.
The reviews are so like kind of all over the place as well. Like, you know, like I think IGN gave it like a 10. I think. How did you get to that score? It's insane. Like so many people giving a 6 or an 8 or a 10.
Because it's what makes the game special is the humor. Because if you took that away, it's just another shooter that everyone's gonna probably overlook. But the humor. If you love Rick and Morty, first of all, this game is made for you. This like it's you know, everything about Rick and Morty is in this game. Jump into this game and don't take it seriously, because it doesn't take itself seriously, and that's what makes it great, because it knows that.